Hello, and I'm back with another Python programming tutorial. And this one I'm going to talk about the if-else statement. If-else statement is a way to test information. The best way I can kind of relate this is kind of like real life. I try to apply things in programming to how people think and how we think, because to me it's just a better way to understand it. If I can take a programming concept and think, okay, how are we like that? If statement is something where kind of plain as day once you think about it. An example of real life if statements. So the best example that I always use whenever I'm talking to people is think of an if statement kind of like rules you learn throughout life. So as an example, let's take murder. Alright, we learn if we kill someone, the result is we go to jail. Then we learn later on in life, if we kill someone in self-defense, depending on where you live, it's a different story, whether it be less punishment, whatnot. Another example is if I study in school, my result is I'll make good grades. If I don't study, I'll fail or make bad grades, either one. So we do use, you do not really think about it, but in a way you do use if statements, especially whenever you're making a decision. If somebody asks you, hey, do you want McDonald's for dinner? You kind of quickly go over, if I have McDonald's for dinner, I'm going to eat a 500 calorie Big Mac. Or, something like that. So in a way, programming is a lot like that. Simply just testing something. So if we have a question, we're going to test if it's true or false, or if something equals this or something equals that. So in this program, we are going to do a simple little if statement, and we're going to use the Boolean concept. Sounds like I'm saying this, but I'm not saying that. Boolean. We're going to use a Boolean to demonstrate it, because it's very quick, simple. So here we go. New. So first thing we're going to need is a question or some kind of user input. So we're going to name the variable question, and a variable can be named anything. I know it's something I haven't talked about. It can kind of be named anything. It can't. Names of variables cannot start off with certain characters, and sometimes they can have numbers in them. Just kind of depends on the language and the compiler. So we're going to ask a question, raw underscore input, and the question we are going to ask, hold on one second, I just realized. There we go. You guys probably want the syntax highlighting. So we are going to ask, are you human? So if question is true, question is true, print hello human. And this is an else if statement that I'm going to be doing next, and it's simply, it basically says if the last statement isn't true, this is a possibility. And it's elif question is false, print you must be a computer. We're going to save this application. Uh-oh, I did not save it properly. Make sure you put that .py at the end. Now let's run the module. Alright, we have a little error. Okay, we're not going to do straight Boolean. Instead, we're going to use this as a string. Assignment operators, run module. Yes, hello human. Alright. So I changed it up. Instead of using a Boolean to do this, I just use a simple string. So what we did in this program is we had a variable called question, and it's going to get input, and the question that the computer is going to ask is, are you human? If the question equals yes, which means the user typed in yes, it is then going to print out hello human. If the question equals no, it's going to print out you must be a computer. So yes, no, you must be a computer. And you can do as many statements as you want. It's generally not good practice because there's something we're going to learn about a little bit earlier called the case and switch statements. So also another quick thing I want to highlight is the difference between Python and a lot of programming languages. You know, once again, I bring up a lot because I've dabbled in C, C++, and Java quite a bit. Is with if statements in C and Java, like just as an example, the syntax would be usually like this. See how you are human in line. So as you can see, this is the Python way of looking at it. It's a whole lot quicker, a little bit simpler. You don't have as much going on, and Python relies heavily on indenting and spacing and capitalization and lowercase. So if you notice, I have this tabbed over, which is kind of important to know just in case. But a tab in Python equals 4 spacebar presses. So if you tab 1, 2, 3, 4 times on the spacebar, it's going to be the same as tabbing once. That's how Python's going to look at it. And that's kind of the way Python organizes it, because you see this colon, and that says, okay, here's the start of this if statement. It sees this tab, and it knows that it's a part of this if statement. And then whenever it sees that this line right here is not tabbed over, it says, okay, this is something new. And then it sees these colons, and it says, okay, we've got something going on. It tabs it over. You tab it over, so it knows that this is in relation to that. So hope that explained it fairly well. If you have any questions, please let me know. I have my email on the update video for you guys to email me. So if statements are very, very simple. Try not to think of them always as from a programming concept. Think of them as like real life. Like if we were to look at something in real life, how would we think about it? How would we go about it? There should be a D right there. So I hope you enjoyed, and I have some more videos coming up shortly.